Volumes made easy with Casio calculator. Hello again. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Gillesania Engineering Videos. Alright, so today we will discuss volumes. Okay, so how do we solve volumes and what can this calculator do to us to make the solution easy? Okay, so I hope you will like this video and you will learn a lot because it's not only volume, we will discuss here function principles. I hope you'll not be just be thinking of a calculator shortcut. To tell you, shortcut, hindi pwedeng maituro yung shortcut. Nade-develop yung shortcut. It's useless if you don't know the principle. Okay? So that's what I always tell my students. Huwag kayo masyadong maghanap ng shortcut muna. Know the long cut. Because if you know how to do it the long way, most likely you can find a shorter way to do it. Or if somebody can tell you this is how you do it, then it's very easy for you to do. All right. So we will have here an example. I will give you two examples in this video. One is a spherical segment. Right? So, and we will solve this both using formula and using function and with the help of our calculator. We have here a spherical tank, 1.8 meters in diameter, contains 2,000 liters of water, or that's 2 cubic meters. How deep is the water in the tank? So the diameter is 0.8, so the radius is 1.8, the radius is 0.9, and the volume of water in the tank is 2,000 liters or 2 cubic meters. Okay, so let's start. So we have here the choices. So we can use the formula here. Well, if you remember the formula, if you know the formula, I will just give the formula here. The volume of a spherical segment with one base is pi h squared over 3 times 3r minus h. R is the radius and h is the depth. This one here. All right, so this is just direct substitution if you know the formula. The volume is 2 cubic meters, okay? And then the radius is 1/2 of 1.8, that is 0.9 meters. So substitute to the formula, volume is 2, R is 0.9, then that is very easy. Then you can solve the value of h. All right, so your h is 1.089 and the answer is letter B. So that's easy. But what if you forgot this formula? Or what if this is another solid, not spherical, let's say paraboloid, or frustum of a cone, or pyramid, or frustum of a pyramid? Is there a way that I can solve all those volumes I mentioned to you in just one principle? Not a specific formula designed for a specific solid. One formula that can cover everything. One principle that can cover everything. All right? Isn't it exciting? Okay, how will you do that? But first, first we will discuss the principle. Okay, what is a prismatoid? Let's talk of prismatoid, the prismoidal formula. Some of you are familiar with prismoidal formula. Okay? Some of you know the prismoidal formula. Okay, prismoidal formula. So what is a general prismatoid? A general prismatoid is a solid such that every section parallel to and distant x from one end can be expressed as a function of x not more than the third degree. And we know the prismoidal formula is equal to this, no? L over 6 times the quantity area 1 plus 4am plus area 2. Okay, actually you can use this in most solids. Okay? Okay, so anyway, you might say, sir, you said no formula, but why are you talking of formula here? I'm just giving it to you, but we'll not be using that. And this is the definition or explanation of this. What is X? What is that area? What is that A, B, and C, and D? All right, so meaning, if you have here a solid, any solid, cone, pyramid, sphere, cylinder, or paraboloid, or ellipsoid, So if you have a reference, say we will use the reference as our base, the bottom, then the area at a distance x from this base, that area, that area, that area, that area can be expressed as a function of x, not more than the third degree. Okay. Now, but the good thing here, most solids that we encounter, cylinders, cone, frustum of a cone, pyramid, sphere, prosomosphere, paraboloid, etc., are second degree function. The area is expressed in terms of x to the second degree, meaning that is a parabolic function. Most solids, these solids that I wrote here are all in this function, second degree. And the good news is, second degree functions can be solved. The values of A, B, C here can be solved by our calculator. Either you are using the 350EX, 82AX, 570, and other models that can compute basic statistics. It has the capacity to solve ABC, which in manual calculation is not easy. Okay, so how do we do this? So our mission is to solve ABC. So take note, take note. Then we must need three boundary conditions. Three conditions to solve for the calculator to solve for A, B, and C. Three conditions or 3 points. Okay, remember that. So let's go back to our sphere. 3 points. So let's define the area here from the bottom. Let's take the bottom as your reference. Okay? Later on, I will explain to you that if you choose your reference, better if you choose a reference wherein the area is 0. Here at the bottom, there is no area. So I take that as my reference. All right. And again, never mind. First, let us don't mind this water yet. We are for the sphere only. We will define the sphere. We will compute or determine the equation of the sphere, the cross-sectional area. So this is it. Area equals y equals a plus bx plus cx squared. Remember, this is your x from the bottom. So we need 3 points to define the sphere. So what are those points? So one is at the bottom, meaning when x is 0, the area is 0. It's clear, there's no area here. We need 2 more. Well, another is obviously at the middle. We know at the middle, the radius is r. Take note, r is 0.9 in our problem. So meaning when x is r, which is 0.9, the area is pi r squared. So that is known. Okay, we need one more. We need one more point. Well, of course, one more point is on the other end. That is when x is equal to 2r, the area is again 0. Okay, now those parameters, those boundaries are enough for the computer or the calculator to define A, B, and C. And that's amazing. That's a very powerful tool. No? For those of you who haven't used this yet, sayang. Grabe ang power niyan. No? Okay, tingnan natin. Okay, tingnan natin. Take note, our R is 0.9. We will define that and the table will look like this. Okay, for you to know how we do that, okay, I will show you how to do it. Okay, first, of course, you have to turn on your calculator, obviously. Okay, and then select menu and then 2. Okay, or if you're using the 570 or 991, that is mode stat. No? Mode and then select statistics. And then here you choose 3. So because it has one variable, linear, quadratic, and logarithmic, and other functions, exponential, and so on and so forth. No? Okay, marami siyang pwedeng gawin. So we will choose 3. That is for statistics. So you will input. Okay, what are those? Okay, here. Let's start. So at the bottom, when x is 0, the area is 0. Y is 0. The area is plotted along y. Never mind that frequency. The default is 1. Okay, next. When x is r, which is 0.9. When x is r, 0.9, the area is pi r squared. Okay, pi r squared. Pi times 0.9 squared equals. Okay, so ito yun. Okay, next. When x is the radius, 2r, which is 1.8. the area is 0. All right, that's very easy. Huh? You don't have to be a master to know, to understand these inputs here. Get it? Okay, then we are now ready to define ABC. How will you do that? Okay, let's press AC first. By the way, let's go back to this page. So these are the values of ABC. Okay, how will you make it appear to get this value? Okay, to get A, so we have press options. After you have inputted your table, options, and then scroll down, and then regression, and then A, which is 1. Then press equals. So that is 0. All right, very easy. For B, again, go back, options, scroll down, regression, and then 2. You have your B. And then C, okay, options, scroll down, for regression, and then C. Okay, very elementary. If you notice, that is actually pi. That is actually pi, negative pi. And this is actually 1.8 times pi, diameter times pi. That's always the case. No? Your A is 0, your B is pi d, and your C is negative pi. It's always the case. All right, now that we have my ABC, then we have now the definition of your area. Look, this is amazing. You know what can it do? Any value of x with any depth of water, your area is that. Let's say if x is 0.1 meter, you have the area. When x is 0.6 meter, you have the area. When x is 1.5 meters, you have the area. Isn't it quick? Okay, by the way, let me insert this one. What's the application of that? Okay, if you have seen my video in time rates, you can use that in time rates. In time rates, I have there shared to you. To solve time rates, we will use the formula Q equals A times V. A is the cross-sectional area of water at any depth. So if you have the power to compute the area at any depth, then you can easily use that formula. No? Whether either the water is going out or going in the tank, then no problem. Okay, what's the other application of that? Okay, hydraulics. Remember hydraulics, when we are asked to solve the time to empty the tank, the formula is integral of area dH. That area is this. And most students have difficulty how to get that area. Your x is a function of the head of the orifice, the head. All right. So that's how widely used is this function. Okay. Now we have the area. Now you may ask me now, sir, you're talking of volume. So where's the volume? Okay, wait. The volume is very easy. Though that is the area, but it's very easy. To get the volume, just integrate that. Okay. Maybe some of you, when you hear the word integrate, we don't know that. No, no. This is just a power formula. Algebraic function lang yan. It will not result to a logarithmic, no? Or other function. That's very easy. What's the integral of x? X squared over 2, right? What's the integral of x squared? X cubed over 3. Well, if you still hate that, then this video is not for you. And you are not fit to be an engineer. Sorry to say that, but that is true. No? The basic power formula, if you still do not know that, then you must think of shifting to other course. Basic lang. I'm not talking of you should be an expert of integration. In life, basic lang ang kailangan natin. Na? If you will come across with a difficult task, then you can study on that once it is there. If there's a need to do that. But to survive, you just know the basic. That's it. Okay, so let's do that. Integrate natin. Na? So volume is equal to, okay, this is x squared over 2 and that is x cubed over 3. Di ba? Diba? X is to n over n plus 1. That's the integral. Okay, are you not amazed of this? This is now the volume of water with any depth. That is amazing. That's a very powerful equation. You just don't have the formula. Okay, see, did you use the formula of a sphere? No. Do we know the do we need to know the formula of a spherical segment? Okay? No. You only need to define it this way. Any solid, it can be done in a similar manner. That's it. Okay, so this is it. So when x is 0, this should be 0. When x is 1 meter, you have the volume. Or when x is 1.5 meter, you have the volume. You can check. When x is equal to 1.8, na, maybe I can show that to you para talagang ma-convince kayo. Let's try. Let's try that. Okay. When x is 1.8 meter, all right? 5.6549 times 1.8 squared divided by 2 minus pi times x cubed. 1.8 cubed. Sorry, medyo mabagal ako sa calculator. Inaamin ko yan. I'm used with MathCAD. Okay, divided by 3. Okay, 3.05368. Let's check. Let's check if that is correct. 3.0505368. Okay, check natin. So the formula for a volume of a sphere is 4 thirds. 4 thirds times pi times r cubed. 0.9 cubed. Okay, correct. Any depth, you have that volume. That's very amazing. Now, so that's now easy. The volume is known. What was the volume here again? 2,000 liters. That's 2 cubic meter. So with a volume of 2, substitute that here, then you can solve the value of x, and that is the same answer in the previous using the formula, 1.089. All right? Well, okay, what's the other variation? Okay, you are given the x. You are given the x. Then you can now solve the volume. All right, so that's very easy talaga. Okay, let's have another example. This time, an inverted cone. Okay, compute the volume of water in this inverted cone, 1.5 meter. This is easy. I designed it that way so that we can easily show, I can show you the solution using the formula. Now, what if, okay, what if lang? What if you are given the volume, how deep is the water? Isipin nyo yan. If you will use the formula for a cone, for a prosum of a cone, you have two unknowns, the upper radius and the height. That is your unknown. You will be dealing with two unknowns if you do that in traditional solution. That again, what if you are given the volume and unknown yung depth? You have two unknowns. This is fixed. The unknowns are the radius and the height, and that is not easy to solve, to tell you. But this, I made this known and depth, only one unknown, para mapakita ko lang sa inyo yung principle mo na. Okay, let's solve this using the formula. All right, so to do this, let's compute this height. Of course, this is 2.4 minus 1.5, so that's 0.9. And we need to have this radius here. And we can solve this by proportion. Okay, 0.9 is, sorry, R is to 0.9 as 0.8 is to 2.4. That's it. Then I can solve my R. R equals 0.3 meters. Then to solve the volume of water here, then I can use the volume of a frustum of a cone. Okay, do you still remember? Okay, if you forgot, then no problem. A much easier way to do this is to solve the volume of this water is to solve the volume of the cone, the big cone, which is 1/3 base area times altitude, minus the volume of the small cone, in which the radius and the altitude, we know it already. Okay, that's much easier. So that is the volume equals 1/3 pi times 0.8 squared times 2.4. That's the big cone. This one is the small cone. Okay, that's very clear. Then you have the volume of water 1.524 cubic meters, and your answer is C. Or if you still remember the formula, no problem. That's the formula. Your R, big R is the big radius, 0.8. Your small r is R here, which is known already, 0.3. And your H is the distance between those bases. So that is 1.5 meters. So substitute that to that formula, then you should get the same answer. Okay, So that's very easy. We know the formula, we got the volume. So how will we apply the shortcut? I hate to call it shortcut, no? The principle, no? Okay, using our calculator. Okay, let's go back here. So we have here the radius 0.8, the height is 2.4, and we will define the area of that in terms of, okay, let's have this as your base, as your initial, the reference. Actually, if you are to ask me, I will use the top. I will give you the reason why. Later on na lang. So I will have my reference as the bottom. Look, ito yung ating area. The cross-sectional area. No? As defined, this is a prismatoid. Again, I will repeat, sphere, cones, pyramids, prostobobasphere, prostobobacone, prostobobapyramid, cylinder, paraboloid, ellipsoid, those are all some solids that this is applicable. Okay, then I will choose three areas. One is when x is 0, area is 0. No, not is 0. There's area, 0.8 ang radius. Okay, another is when x is, I can make this as my 2. It doesn't matter. It don't have to be in order. Okay, let's make this as our area 2. So meaning when x is 2.4, our area 2 is 0. So we need one more. You can take any area you want. But of course, if I were to choose, I will choose the middle. Because obviously, the radius of the midsection here is half of 0.8. Because this is linearly varying. Let's choose that. Let's call it area 3. The radius there is 0.4. And then we will input that to this table. Maybe I don't have to show it using the calculator anymore. I have shown that to you already. Okay, so 0 here, my area 1. When x is 0, area 1 is pi times 0.8 squared. I chose this as my area 2, no problem. X is 2.4. You can make this as your area 2. You can make this even as your area 1, area 2, area 3, or area 1, area 2, area 3. Anywhere, no problem. Important is you should decide where should you refer your equation. You have to decide whether sa bottom ba or sa top. Okay, so with that known, you can solve the values of A, B, and C. Then once you have that, you can now define the area anywhere at any section. Okay, that's it. Understand? Now, I've mentioned kanina, for me, I will choose the top as my reference, not the bottom. You know what? Because at the top, when x is 0, area is 0. So this should have been 0. But of course, this will be different. But anyway, I'm just showing that to you. That's why if I'm going this, given this option, if there is that point, then I will choose the reference with 0 area. You can just try it yourself. All right. Okay. Now, what to do next? Integrate. Okay, integral of that is x. Integral of that is x squared over 2. And this is x cubed over 3. That's the volume. All right. I just divide this by 2 and then I just divide this by 3. Oh, by the way, I forgot to explain. You might ask me, sir, what happened to the constant of integration? Di ba indefinite yan? There should be constant of integration. Yes, I know that. But, if we put there the constant of integration C, so how will you solve C? Okay, we have to know the boundary condition. Okay, so to get that when x is 0, what's the volume when x is 0? When x is 0, there is no volume. When x is 0, volume is 0, therefore the constant is 0. That's always the case. So you have to choose the reference as the endpoint so that at that, the area is 0. No, I don't know. The volume is 0, not area. Volume is 0. Ito yung area. Volume. When x is 0, there is no volume. No? Either if we choose this as your reference, when x is 0, the volume is 0. Okay, so we have now that formula. Okay, so the question here is when x is 1.5, the depth of water is 1.5, then substitute to that, then you have the volume of water. That should be the same answer as we got kanina. 1.524 cubic meter. All right? Okay, imagine this. What if we know the volume? Unknown yung depth? Oh, no problem. No problem. Although this is cubic. No? Okay, if that's multiple choice, then the answer is one of the choices. Then you can just try the choices here to get the answer if the volume is known. All right. I hope you learned a lot from this lesson. This is not only for volume, you can apply this to any other application. All right. I hope we are helping you there, especially those na hindi makakalabas, those na hindi makapag-review. This is designed for you. A sort of help to everyone. Okay? And our suggestion na lang, please share this video to everyone. So, I hope this will help a lot. Okay? Thank you so much for watching and please subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment naman below if you like our video so that gaganahan naman kaming mag-upload ng mga videos. Yung mga positive comment that will boost our gana pag-load ng mga videos. Thank you so much for watching.